let's go to Chelsea versus Southampton. We haven't done this in a while. What was the score, Prashant?
3-3.
Right. And what is the sponsor on the Chelsea kit?
A beautiful 3.
Yeah. What happened? All right. By the way, the funniest tweet that I read in the aftermath of this game was somebody said, you know, that kid who gets his rich parents to buy him a lot of FIFA Ultimate Team coins and overloads his team with high profile players, but is still shit at the game. Frank Lampard is that guy. Because you've got all the amazing players that one could imagine, and still like what is happening?
I just think Lampard's finish. I just think Lampard's still playing FIFA. I think he's got his FPL team ready, but he just doesn't know what to do with it. I think he's still getting his plays out of playing FIFA. It's not
basically he's a FIFA player, not a football manager.
And that's the thing, right? I was reading something about Lampard. Apparently, he's the richest player. Like, even before he became a professional footballer, he came from the richest family. Like, apparently, he's like, because his uncle is also a football manager. His dad was an assistant manager for his uncle.
Khandan pe maja, samjhana.
He was apparently like, he used to come with these Nike trainers and jumpers.
Nepotism.
Yeah, Rio Ferdinand used to like be like borrow someone else's boots. Like,
dude, that takes away so much of the romance of footballers, right? Like, there's so many articles on the Athletic and Players Tribune saying, you know, I will tell you a story when I was selling bread outside the streets of Portugal. And, you know, just shit like we had to.
And Lampard's like, oh, my butler was bringing me bread. Butter on both sides. The crust, he buttered the crusts as well.
The most common line that footballers say is, you know, I had to make sure that I kicked that ball really hard into the net, because if I didn't, then I didn't go home with food. And here Frank Lampard is just like, yeah, I could have chosen golf. It's so weird. Like, for him, the spend that Chelsea has made on all these players, for him is like breakfast. Like, you know, it's something that he's just used to. But speaking of FPL, Prash, Timo Werner owners had a ball of a time. With 2 goals and an assist. I, by the way, told a lot of
I removed it because of that too.
Yeah,
and I wasn't convinced with that too. But
I told a lot of people who wrote into us that hold on to Timo Werner. If you have him, give him some time to settle. He's definitely got quality and he will start giving returns sooner rather than later. And then I took him out.
Because you don't believe your own advice.
Yeah, I don't believe my own advice. So somebody actually wrote back to me and like, dude, I kept Timo Werner because you advised us to keep Timo Werner.
FPL segment's coming back. Let's get on to it.
And then you only took him out. Why, bro? And I felt so bad. I was like, yeah, I know. I really should start listening to myself a little more often.
Did you have a flashback of triple captaining Antonio and going, why, bro?
Flashback. I get daily nightmares of that shit. But let's talk about the Southampton goals, though. What the hell happened with that defense?
I don't know. I'm asking myself that because every game that we've played, at least this season, clearly, and the previous season as well, like towards the later end, we try and manage to keep some form of defense. But I think when we get a little ahead on the goals, we just get a little overconfident. And we saw this with West Brom as well, where we came into the game and we completely underestimated West Brom. I think something very similar happened over here as well. When we came to the second half, completely switched off at some point.
Yeah.
And I think something with West Brom, and I think the smaller clubs, or I'm guessing at any point, some other clubs will definitely see this, that if Chelsea slip up at any given time, that's the point to attack. And that was exactly what happened. I remember with Liverpool also this happened as well. Salah had a great shot over there as well. And a single slip and they immediately push on the defense, and it's very easy to get a goal right after that.
What?
You know, a single push, just
a single slip. You said.
Yes.
How the turntable.
I would be pleased to report that I have finally figured out what the meaning of that reference is. We've done this a bunch of times on this show, and I get the joke now, guys. Yay. My question to you guys is, why do people keep talking about how shit the United defense is and not highlight this shit about Chelsea? Like, because
shitting on United is much better than shitting on Chelsea. Chelsea supporters get shat on every now and then. We're used to that.
I mean,
Chel
one could-
shit, bro.
Chel shit. तू नहीं समझेगा.
Chel shit है, manure है. हम लोग के लिए Man United
Yeah.
fans are called MANURE, manure.
My favorite is Ars Anal.
Yes.
Like whoever came up with that for the first time must have been like, मैं genius आदमी है.
Fully. He's the same guy who thought Arsenal was called Arsenal because their manager was Arsene Wenger. So it's a conspiracy theory going on there.
Imagine how confident they felt when Emery came in. They were like, fuck it, I know this shit.
लिवरपूल का क्या है? लॉलर पूल है.
Loser pool.
Liverpool, but now you can't really say that after the Merseyside derby.
Everton.
Everton.
I'm sorry, Everton. And I was like, oh.
But Everton का टट्टी वाला क्या है? Everton. What?
नहीं, Everton का टट्टी Everton है. You don't need another name.
And then
Everton was
in that level of where people had to shit on it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people are just shitting on Leicester. Like Leicester just reached that level. So, like, Everton ka, abhi just been 5 games. Huh? Let's wait. Have to wait.
See, Everton for so long has been a pilot tatti. No one wanted to shit on a pilot tatti.
Yeah.
Like now, matlab, you know, the others, let's stink it up.
टट्टी पे हगने को जाएगा तो गांड पे और टट्टी लगेगी किसी और की. But you don't want that.
Poetic.
Yeah, very poetic. Yeah, very,
Amogh
very.
clearly had this experience.
Yeah, that's like,
Whoever's listening to this on a podcasting app, aren't you glad this is an audio show?
No, imagine all the real famous people who listen to our podcast.
Yeah.
They're just what happened in Hindi right there. Must be some poetry.
For Harry Redknapp, who's obviously listening into this podcast very keenly, Tatti means shit. And we're talking about shitting on a pile of shit.
As you said that, Woodward's like, sorry, Tatti isn't a player. Let's not sign him.
Yeah.
I misunderstood these guys.
Right.